how do you get the motivation to go to the gym every day? Or how do you get the motivation not to skip the gym? Or how do you stick to your diet plan? Or how do you get the motivation not to cheat on your diet? Like these are the typical questions that I get asked a lot, and I thought I would address those questions. I spent significant time looking at why people would usually skip their gym, like especially with the new year right around the corner. Like I'm sure people must be making a lot of resolutions now, and I'm sure out of all those resolutions, the top one will be like, I need to go to the gym, I need to get into a decent shape, I need to get fit, I need to get shredded, right? But people will not stick to that resolution. So I thought, why? So here's the reason. So in this video, what I would do is I would first give you the reason why, and then I would talk about like how to get that motivation, and in the end, I'm gonna summarize the tasks that you need to be doing so that you could get that motivation within yourself. So the reason. Um, so here's what happens, right? Human beings have a tendency of setting like bigger goals, like which you should always set bigger goals, and they say like dream big, that your own goals scare you, right? So the problem is not with the goals, but the problem is with the expectation of the results. So you have a goal, but then you expect the results within like a month or two, or probably even in weeks or days, right? So let's just take an example here. So a guy says, uh, on the 31st of December, he is drunk and he's like, okay, starting tomorrow, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna cut down like 40 pounds in 3 months. But that's not realistic, right? He doesn't even know if that is accomplishable, but he just says that for the sake of saying it. And then he starts going to the gym, and in 1 month or two, probably he would realize like that's not gonna happen. And why is it not gonna happen? Because he did not plan out like how exactly to do it. He probably goes to the treadmill and works out on it like for 90 straight minutes, which you are not supposed to do. And I'm gonna make a video on that too. Like I see a lot of people running on treadmills like crazy maniacs, but it's not gonna help you cut down that fat, right? So he doesn't have a plan and he fails and he's disappointed in himself, and he says, you know what, this thing is not gonna work, and then he quits the gym. That's the basic reason why you see a lot of people in the gym the months of January and February, and then in March it's just like as if Thanos snapped his fingers and people vanished, and you see half the people sticking around in March, and even lesser starting from June-ish. So that's what happens. That is primarily the reason. So what you have to do is you have to have, again, which you always do, have that big goal. But when you have the goal, assess if that is a realistic goal or if that is an exaggerated expectation. So there is a concept called empiricism, which is nothing but uh, learning from experience and learning from what you know, right? So use this concept rather than setting a random expectation or random goal. See within your circle, see what people in your circle or in their circle accomplished. If some, I'm sure like there are a lot of people who have reduced weight, right? Find out like how much time did it take for them and what they did. So let us take an example of like say 10 pounds. You have had a friend of a friend who cut down like 10 pounds in 3 months. So that is a realistic expectation. So you take the same thing and you say, okay, in the next 3 months, I'm gonna cut down 10 pounds. So that gives you some kind of result, or at least it gives you some kind of feedback after 3 months, right? So the second task is take that big goal and cut that down into accomplishable pieces. So if you have a really, really big goal, what happens is after February, you're gonna be like, huh, I barely cut down like 5 pounds. I don't think this is gonna happen. So you're disappointed in yourself and you're gonna give up. But if you have an accomplishable chunk of that bigger goal, then you would have and at least a closer accomplishment. Let us say you said, I need to cut down 10 pounds in like 3 months, and then you had cut down like 7 pounds. You are almost like 70% there. So that gives you some kind of satisfaction, and that gives you a motivation saying, ah, okay, I have cut down like 7 pounds now. Probably if I give it a little bit of more effort, I will cut down 8 pounds the next 3 months, right? So that's how it works. And step three is associate a reward or a punishment. So there is this human behavioral theory that says humans work really well if a reward or a punishment is associated to the goal. As in, for example, if you say, hey, if you're not gonna do this homework, uh, you're gonna fail in this semester. So the kid is afraid of failing in the semester, and he just works his ass off. But at the same time, if you say, hey, if you make the sales of, let us say, like $50,000, you're gonna get a bonus of $5,000, right? That is motivating. That is a reward to that salesman, and he works hard to make the sales of $50,000. So associate a reward to your accomplishment. If, for instance, you would say, if in 3 months I cut down like 10 pounds, I'm gonna buy myself, say, a speaker, right? You always had this uh, bad desire of buying this speaker, but don't buy it just because you can afford it, but hold it off and say, I'm gonna buy this only when I earn it, right? So after 3 months, if I cut down really 10 pounds, I'm gonna buy that speaker for myself. And that's how you do it. And don't listen to people, excuse me. Most of the people, when they see me do this, they say, hey, I think you're going hard on yourself. But if I do not go hard on myself, like who else would, right? I'm a grown man now, it's just me. And if I do not go hard on me, I cannot really accomplish the goals that I have. Everybody has their own lifestyle and beliefs in their lives, right? And this is mine. And this is what I believe would work for a lot of people. So give it a shot. And that's step three. And step four is retrospection. After 3 months, sit down and look at what exactly you did and what exactly you accomplished. So, did you accomplish what you wanted to, or did you not? And if you did not, why not? What went wrong and what went right? What could you have done better so that you actually would have cut down 10 pounds instead of the actual 7 that you did, right? So, make a note of it, journal it, and learn from your mistakes. And for the next 3 months, like that in itself is a motivating factor. So you assessed that you did something wrong, and you're saying that you're going to fix this. So these 3 months, your goal is not about cutting down the 7 pounds or 10 pounds. Your goal is assessing, okay, was my assessment right or wrong? Like that's how you question your own ego and you work towards it. Like that is, for me personally, it has been a great motivating factor. And I believe like it should work for everyone too. If not, you can just let me know your feedback. I mean, I always would love to retrospect my own thoughts. I can work with you and see what other influencing factors have influenced you, and see if we could come up with any ideas to curb those factors, right? So these are the 4 steps that would bring that fire within you, and you doesn't have to go out looking for that fire, right? Again, to summarize all this, have a realistic goal, step one. Step two, break that goal down into accomplishable chunks. Step three, associate a reward or a punishment to each of those smaller chunks of the goal. And step four, retrospect. So if you could follow this, whatever you call it, principle or methodology or sutra, whatever, you will be successful. You would get that motivation within you, and you will stick or stand for that resolution that you make. And you are not going to be the one who quits the gym starting March. Okay,